Measurement is the process of estimating the value that are physical quantities like time, temperature, weight, length, etc. And these are called as measure. This is called as measurement. So we require measuring quantities for performance in our day-to-day activities. Measurement is also considered as a method of inspection, and it also provides fundamental basics for research and development. In that we studied about the characteristics of measuring instrument, which is accuracy, precision, resolution, and speed of response. So accuracy is how closely the measured value agrees with the true value, and precision means a measure of repeatability of the measurement process, and resolution means the smallest variation of the variable that can be detected, and the speed of response means how long the instrument takes to measure the variable. In that we also learned about the uh, electrical measuring instruments and how they are divided. So electrical measuring instruments are divided into absolute instrument and secondary instrument. Absolute instrument is further divided into analog instrument and digital instrument, and after that analog instrument is further divided into deflecting instrument and null deflecting instrument. In that, deflecting instrument is further divided into three types: indicating instrument, recording instrument, and integrating instrument. After that, we also have learned about the bridges. Nahin, qualities. Then methods used for measurement of resistance, and after that we have learned about the construction and principle of Wheatstone's bridge, Kelvin's double bridge, ohm meter. In that, then construction principle of permanent magnet moving coil. So permanent magnet moving coil is a meter, and it is an instrument that allows us to measure the current through a coil by observing the coil's angular deflection in a uniform magnetic field. And its working principle is when the torque of applied to the moving coil that is placed within the permanent magnetic field, and then it gives a precise result for the DC measurement. And it also works on the principle of electromagnetic effect. Then parts of permanent magnet moving coil are moving coil, magnet system, then control, damping torque, pointer, and scale. We use permanent magnet moving coil in the ammeter, galvanometer, ohm meter, and voltmeter. Then moving iron is instrument and are generally used to measure alternating voltage and current, and it works on the principle that the ion placed near the magnet attracts towards it. Its components are moving element, coil, control torque, damping torque, and deflecting torque. Then its advantage is that the instrument are suitable for use in AC and DC circuit, and this instrument is low cost compared to moving coil instrument. Then further we have studied about the dynamometer. Dynamometer is a device for simultaneously measuring the torque and rational speed, which is RPM, and an engine, motor, or other rotating prime mover. Dynamometer work on the principle of Faraday's law of electromagnetic equation, and this is basically moving coil instrument. Its advantage is that it can be used both on AC and DC circuit, and it has a uniform scale, and we can obtain a high degree of accuracy through careful design. But its disadvantage is that at low power factor, the inductance of the potential coil causes serious error. Then we have studied about the bridges: AC bridge, Maxwell bridge, Wheatstone bridge. In that, Kelvin's bridge is one of the best device which is available for precise measurement of low resistance. This bridge is named double bridge because it contains a second set of ratio arm. Kelvin's double bridge used for measuring low resistance and typically less than 1 by 10 or of an ohm. It is used to measure the unknown electrical resistance below 1 ohm, and it is modified version of Wheatstone's bridge. Then ohm meter is an electrical instrument that measures electrical resistance. Uh, in that chapter uh, we also have learned about Kelvin's double bridge, and it is used for Kelvin's double bridge, and we have also learned the equation which is used in the Kelvin's double bridge. Then further we have studied about the Maxwell inductance bridge. Maxwell inductance and capacitance bridge is also known as Maxwell bridge, and it is modified version of Wheatstone bridge, and it is used to measure the self-inductance of a circuit. And Maxwell double bridge use the null deflection method, and also known as a bridge method, to calculate the unknown inductance of a circuit. And in that also we have studied the equation which is needed. Then Anderson bridge. In Anderson bridge is an alternating current bridge and which is used to find the self inductance of a circuit. And the bridge used and the bridge is modified form of Maxwell inductance capacitance bridge for the measurement of self-inductance in terms of the standard capacitor of a low Q coil. Bridge use a fixed capacitor instead of variable. Advantage of Anderson bridge is instead of variable capacitor, fixed capacitor can be used, and this makes a bridge cheaper than the Maxwell bridge. And determination of unknown capacitance in terms of known inductance is also possible. But disadvantage of the Anderson bridge is more complex in terms of circuit connection and when it is compared to Maxwell bridge due to the increase in number of components used in the circuit. And balance equation calculations are also complicated in this bridge. Then we have studied about the dynamometer type wattmeter. This is basically moving coil instrument, but in this instrument the operating field is provided by the fixed coil instead of a permanent magnet. The instrument which is fixed coil, or we can say that the instrument in which fixed coil produce operating field are known as dynamometer type instrument.
Okay, so now in this particular first chapter, direct second year students, pay your attention. All the study material is available in Google Classroom. Okay, so you don't worry about it. Second point is that here in this particular course, the bridges like AC bridges, Maxwell's bridge, Anderson bridge, Shearing bridge, then Wheatstone bridge for resistance measurement. These all bridges and Kelvin double bridge, ohm meter, these all instruments where PMMC instrument, MI instruments, type of the MI instruments, MI for moving iron instrument, okay. So, and then dynamometer type instruments. These all instruments has their construction diagram. What is the word? Construction diagram, okay. And because that construction diagram is very important, we need to focus on this particular diagrams and its elements, because if we see that elements related with say permanent magnet moving coil instrument, you can see this instrument is only useful for DC quantity measurement, okay. And when we are using it for DC quantity measurement, you also see that this kind of instrument is related with the, like this pointer is related with the uniform scale. So these are the various characteristics of different types of measuring instruments which we have studied in the first chapter. But the very basic thing which you should know about our subject or about this course is that measurement process is just a comparison. What is the word? Comparison. Okay, we are comparing it with the unknown quantity with the standard quantity. जो unknown quantity है हमारे पास, उसको हम standard quantity के साथ क्या कर रहे हैं? Compare कर रहे हैं. And if there is a match, we can say that our that unknown quantity is being measured and its value is this much or xyz, whatever the value comes, okay. तो इस तरह से आपका मेजरमेंट प्रोसेस जो है वो होता है. इसमें ज़्यादा कोई बड़ा रॉकेट साइंस नहीं है, बट येस दिस विल हेल्प यू to design the different electrical components, electrical quantities, then its safety related with the instruments. तो ये सारी चीजें हैं जो हम क्या करते हैं, ये मेजरिंग इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स के वजह से कर पाते हैं. नाउ मेजरिंग इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स आर ऑफ डिफरेंट टाइप्स एंड different qualities should be there. Otherwise what happen, if we use the material in our instrument which is not suitable or which is not appropriate or which is not giving you the proper results. Say for example you have submitted your assignment and the Google Classroom doesn't show that you have already submitted, then what that instrument is faulty or instrument is showing some fault, but that fault is very much problematic, right? So for that purpose what we should do, we should be having these instruments in a proper working condition. Proper calibration of the instrument is needed. So now new word here is a calibration. Now what do you mean by calibration? आपको क्या लगता है, मुझे चैट बॉक्स में बताओ कैलिब्रेशन का मतलब क्या है. व्हाट इज द डेफिनेशन ऑफ कैलिब्रेशन? बस ये 3-4 लोगों को ही पता है. मेजरमेंट टेकन विद एक्यूरेसी, इट इज नॉट द कैलिब्रेशन. इंस्ट्रूमेंट दैट प्रोवाइड मोर एक्यूरेट नहीं, कैलिब्रेट नहीं, कंपैरिजन ऑफ मेजरमेंट नहीं. अच्छा, कंपैरिजन ऑफ अननोन क्वांटिटी विद अ स्टैंडर्ड क्वांटिटी, बट वो स्टैंडर्ड क्वांटिटी है कि नहीं ये कैसे पता चलेगा, या हमारा स्टैंडर्ड क्वांटिटी कितने परसेंटेज से हमारे जो हमारा इंस्ट्रूमेंट है वो कितना डेविएट हो रहा है। इट मीन्स अगर हमारे पास से फॉर एग्जांपल कोई हम मेजरमेंट का एक फिजिकल एग्जांपल लेते हैं जैसे कि लेंथ मेजरमेंट, तो हर एक के पास आपने 15 सेंटीमीटर का स्केल देखा होगा बराबर, जिसमें एक पट्टी रहता है, रूलर रहता है, उसमें 15 सेंटीमीटर जो है वो क्या होता है आपका, उसमें लेंथ होता है उसका, बट हर जगह पे वो 15 सेंटीमीटर ही रहेगा बिकॉज ऑफ इट स्टैंडर्ड व्हाट वी कैन से स्टैंडर्डाइजेशन। बट अगर कहीं पे ये कम या ज्यादा है तो हमें वो स्केल को क्या करना होगा, चेक करवाना होगा कि वेदर दिस इज एग्जैक्टली 15 सेंटीमीटर और नॉट। फॉर एग्जाम्पल यू गो टू द ज्वेलरी शॉप, और ज्वेलरी शॉप में कोई वेइंग इंस्ट्रूमेंट है और वो वेइंग इंस्ट्रूमेंट बताता है कि अभी आपका 1 kg ऑफ गोल्ड हो गया है, बट वही आप किसी दूसरे शॉप में जाते हो, वहां पे आपको पता चलता है कि अरे इसमें तो 30 ग्राम गोल्ड कम है, ये 30 या जो भी 30 ग्राम वगैरह कम है, तो 30 ग्राम मतलब उसका कितना कॉस्ट हो गया। इसलिए जो भी मेजरिंग इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स है उनका कैलिब्रेटेड होना बहुत जरूरी है, एंड कैलिब्रेशन इज नथिंग बट हाउ यूर इंस्ट्रूमेंट is near to the exact value or absolute value of the standard quantity। ये चेक करते हैं 1 kg के साथ उसका 1 kg कितना होता है वो उसका कंपैरिजन करते हैं। समटाइम्स इट इज लेस, समटाइम इट इज मोर, बट वो परसेंटेज में निकालते हैं, एंड देन वी गेट द वैल्यू कॉल्ड एज टॉलरेंस। व्हाट इज अ न्यू वर्ड, टॉलरेंस। टॉलरेंस का मतलब है कि अगर ये 1 kg है तो ये इंस्ट्रूमेंट इतना टॉलरेट करता है कि ये 1.001 kg दिखा सकता है या फिर 1.001 माइनस में दिखा सकता है। ओके, तो इस तरह से हम हमारे इंस्ट्रूमेंट को कैलिब्रेट करके लेते हैं। तो इस तरह से चैप्टर 1 में ये सारे पॉइंट्स हमने डिस्कस किए हैं। देन देर आर डिफरेंट क्वालिटीज ऑफ मेजरमेंट लाइक सेंसिटिविटी, एक्यूरेसी, प्रिसीजन, स्टेबिलिटी, रिलायबिलिटी। ये सारे के डेफिनेशंस क्या है आपको स्टडी मटेरियल में मिल जाएंगे, ये आपको नोट डाउन करना है, लिखना है। तो ये हो गया हमारा फर्स्ट चैप्टर, इधर तक सबको समझ में आया। नाउ चैप्टर नंबर 2, मेजरमेंट ऑफ पावर एंड एनर्जी। So Tejal, now start with the chapter number 2 revision. Go ahead.
Dynamometer type wattmeter. So dynamometer type wattmeter is a moving coil instrument, but in this instrument the operating field is produced by the fixed coil instead of a permanent magnet. We use then we use dynamometer. The instrument in which the fixed coil produce the operating field are known as dynamometer type wattmeter is another definition of dynamometer type wattmeter. And in wattmeter, the field produced by the current carrying moving coil tries to come in the line with the field produced by the current carrying fixed coil, and the deflecting torque is exerted on the moving system. As a result, deflection takes place in the pointer. Then Working of dynamometer type wattmeter in the fixed coil produce a field FM, and the moving coil creates a field FR. The field FR tries to come in the line with the main field FM, which provides a deflecting torque on the moving coil, and thus the pointer attached to the spindle of the moving coil deflects, and this deflection is controlled by the controlling torque produced by the spring. Advantage of dynamometer type wattmeter is that it can be used on both AC and DC circuit, but its disadvantage is that it at low temperature PF, at low PF, the L of the potential coil causes serious error. Then Single phase induction type energy meter. The single phase induction type energy meter are extensively used for the measurement of electrical energy in single phase AC circuit, and it is also called as a single phase watt hour meter, as one can find such meter installed in home. Principle, it works on the principle of electromagnetic induction. When an alternating current flows through two suitably located coil, produce rotating magnetic field which is cut by the metallic disc suspended near to the coil. Thus, EMF induced in the disc, which circulates eddy current in it, and by interaction of rotating magnetic field and eddy current, torque is developed and causes a disc rotate. The main parts of single phase energy meter are driving system, moving system, braking system, and recording mechanism. Uh, working of a single phase the basic working of single phase induction type energy meter is only focused on the two mechanism of rotation of an aluminum disc which is made to rotate at a speed proportional to the power, and mechanism of counting and displaying the amount of energy transfer. Then we will move with the power factor meter. So basically power factor it is power um, so the definition of power factor is the power factor is the ratio of true power and the true power and apparent power. Single phase power factor meter, the meter this single phase power factor meter has a fixed coil which acts as a current coil, and the coil is split into two parts and carry the current under the test. The magnetic field of the coil is directly proportional to the current flow through the circuit. Then three-phase power factor meter has single phase power factor meter is divided into single phase power factor meter and three phase power factor meters. And three phase power factor meter gives cross reading only when the load is balanced, and it consists of a two fixed coil FF connected in series in one of the phase and carries the line current as shown in the and carries the line current. The effect of low power factor is line loss. Line loss will be more than lower the power factor, higher will be the rating of electrical equipment, which makes the equipment more complex and larger in size. The useful load that can be transmitted is reduced, and there will be a poor voltage regulation, and it also reduces the handling capacity of the plant. Then measurement of temperature. So temperature measurement is also known as the or
Wait.
it is described.
So basically, in the second chapter, we have seen about this dynamometer type watt meter and also like energy meter. So first of all, if you talk about the power, what are the different types of power, you know, just type in the chat box. I will also other students also to participate in this, so that you can show your answers in the chat box. कौन से टाइप के पावर्स आपको पता है? या एक्टिव एंड ट्रू पावर इज द सेम थिंग. So one is called as a apparent power, yes. Then reactive power and the active or true power. Okay, perfect. So now these three types of power, and these are having the difference in terms of the इसका जो मेन डेफिनेशन है उसके अकॉर्डिंग ही इसका क्या है डिफरेंस हमें पता चलता है. ओके, सो पावर मेजर करने के लिए गिव मी अ मोमेंट. ओके, so yes, active, reactive and apparent power, and we are measuring it with the help of watt meter. Also we have seen basically the construction and working as per our active power measurement, but we should be focusing also on the reactive power measurement के लिए इसका किस तरह से कनेक्शन किया जाता है वो हम प्रैक्टिकल कोर्स है हमारा उसमें भी देखने वाले हैं. ओके, सो व्हाट इज द कनेक्शन, हाउ वी आर changing the connection and getting the this particular give me a moment. So when we have two windings in the watt meter, तो उनको क्या बोलते हैं, उनके कौन से coils बोलते हैं, मुझे बताओ कोई तो chat box में. What are the two different coils which are there in the watt meter? So yes, in the chat box you said that current coil and voltage coil. Yes, so if we are connecting the current coil and voltage coil in parallel, we are able to identify that there is a active power measurement. मतलब कैसे करंट कॉइल जो है वो सीरीज में कनेक्ट किया है और वोल्टेज कॉइल जो है वो पैरेलल में कनेक्ट किया है. बट इफ वी हैव द थ्री फेज सप्लाई, आई विल शो यू द इमेज, गिव मी अ मोमेंट. ये सारा चीज आपको इसमें मिलेगा, क्या कहते हैं उसे, प्रैक्टिकल में. तो प्रैक्टिकल में आप इसको आइडेंटिफाई करने वाले हो. फॉर दैट आई विल शो यू. सी दिस डायग्राम, दिस इज यूज्ड फॉर मेजरमेंट ऑफ रिएक्टिव पावर विद अ 1 watt मीटर इन अ 3-phase सिस्टम. तो 3-phase सिस्टम में कितना रिएक्टिव पावर कंजम्पशन होता है ये अगर आपको फाइंड करना है तो आपको उसको इस तरह से कनेक्शन करना होता है. तो आपका जो पोटेंशियल कॉइल है या वोल्टेज कॉइल है उसको आपको फेज 1 एंड फेज 3 के अक्रॉस पैरेलल में कनेक्ट करना होता है, एंड आपका जो करंट कॉइल है वो रिमेनिंग फेज में कनेक्ट करना होता है सीरीज में। तो ये डायग्राम आपको ड्रॉ करना है आपके नोटबुक में एवरीवन। Is it visible properly now? Just type yes in the chat box and draw the diagram. When done, just type done. Okay, so yes, I'm audible to you. Perfect. Okay, so now this is about the reactive power measurement, and the difference between the single phase and three phase power measurement is that we either measure the power each phase by phase, or we do the connection like a single wattmeter method and two wattmeter method. And also we have seen the energy meter block diagram. I think this block diagram is with you all. Okay, and for direct second year students it will be available in the study material. So I hope you are well versed now with the Google Classroom. डायरेक्ट सेकेंड ईयर स्टूडेंट्स, आपने देखा है, एक्सप्लोर किया है क्या क्या अवेलेबल है आपके लिए, उसको गो थ्रू करना है. देयर इज लॉट्स ऑफ लिंक्स व्हिच आर देयर. नाउ देयर इज वन होम असाइनमेंट फॉर यू, दिवाली असाइनमेंट आप बोलो उसे, सभी स्टूडेंट्स के लिए है. स्टडी मटेरियल में आपको जो सेकेंड जो कॉलम है वहाँ पे आपको मिलेगा एमसीक्यू टाइप क्वेश्चन. ओके, सो एमसीक्यू टाइप क्वेश्चन आपके फर्स्ट सेक्शन के जितने भी वहाँ पे अवेलेबल है वो सभी आपको नोटबुक में लिखना है. एक नया नोटबुक बनाना है और उसमें वो सभी क्वेश्चंस लिखना है और उसके आंसर्स जो है वो भी लिखना है, जो करेक्ट आंसर लगता है वो लिखना है. ओके, आफ्टर दैट आई विल ऑल्सो शेयर क्या कहते हैं उसको, वो आंसर शीट बोलते हैं ना, आंसर शीट भी मैं शेयर करूंगा आपके साथ ताकि आपको उसको करेक्ट आंसर जो है वो पता चले. ठीक है, तो ये आपको दिवाली तक करना है, दिवाली खत्म होने तक. ठीक है, ये समझ में आया आपको अभी तक? ओके, परफेक्ट. ठीक है, so now going to the third chapter. Now here we have mechanical properties like temperature, pressure and flow. We will start with the revision point. Tejal, you can start now.
Measurement is also known as, or it is described as the process of measuring a current local temperature for immediate and later evaluation. The device used for temperature measurement are different thermometers, thermocouple or digital thermometer. Temperature can be measured by measuring the volume of film. Thermocouple, so thermocouple is the two different metal or alloy connected at the end. In thermocouple, the two metal or the alloy are connected at the end to form a simple electrical circuit, and a temperature difference between the two ends of a circuit produce a voltage called an electromotive force, and this that is proportional to the temperature difference. And thermistor, so thermistor is a electrical resistor, often ceramic, where resistance changes with the temperature. And there are three main scale commonly used in the world today to measure the temperature: the Celsius scale and the Kelvin scale. Then RTD. RTD is also called as the resistant temperature detector. And RTD is a type of temperature sensor which can be utilized in the manufacture of a vary ohm temperature probe range, and they are available with a different temperature resistance value depending on the application requirement. Benefits of RTD temperature sensors are that they are highly accurate, then offers long-term stability, high repeatability, and they are suitable for extreme environment, and they have a high temperature range which is depending on the resistance element material. The resistance temperature detector is also known as a resistance thermometer. Then uh, then radiation and optical pyrometer. So radiation pyrometer is a non-contact temperature sensor that infers the temperature of an object by detecting its thermal radiation emitted naturally. And the basic principle of pyrometer is to measure the object's temperature by sensing the heat radiation emitted from the object without making contact with the object. It records the temperature level depending upon the intensity of the radiation emitted. The total radiation pyrometer are used to measure temperature in the range of 700 degrees Celsius to 2000 degrees Celsius. Then radiation pyrometer is used in the place where the physical contact temperature sensors like thermocouple, RTD and the thermistor would fail because of the high temperature of the source. The main theory behind the radiation pyrometer is that the temperature is measured through the naturally emitted heat radiation by the body. Then optical pyrometer. The optical pyrometer is used to measure the temperature by means of determining the intensity of the light of a particular wavelength which is emitted by the hot body or the temperature, or it is a temperature measuring device which is used to measure the temperature of molten metals, overheated material, furnace, otherwise liquid, and it is one kind of measuring device of the temperature within non-contact. Sir, I have not prepared the notes after for the measurement of flow and onwards.
Okay, so basically, give me a moment. Yeah. So measurement of flow में हमने ये देखा था. There are mechanisms where you first need to understand what do you mean by a flow. Okay. So flow is nothing but where there is a liquid or a fluid which is transporting or which is changing its place, changing its having, say for example, displacement from one location to another location. And also we can say that if we need to measure the flow, it's like we need to measure the quantity and the time. So if the relation of the quantity and the time is being matched, then you can easily measure the flow. So now if certain amount, say for example in the form of volume, we need to measure that, and then we need to measure that, say for example from the distance point of view as well as from the time point of view. अगर ये दोनों तरीके से आपको पता चल गया कि आपका जो फ्लो है वो कितना समय ले रहा है उतने अमाउंट ऑफ वॉल्यूम को ट्रांसफर करने के लिए, एज वेल एज उस समय में कितना डिस्टेंस वो कवर कर रहा है, ये दोनों चीजों से आपको उसका फ्लो जो है वो पता चलेगा. नाउ व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट द फ्लो विल ओनली पॉसिबल इफ देयर इज अ डिफरेंस. Now, what do you mean by difference? Difference of pressure, difference of elevation, difference of height, or difference of energy. How we should understand that? You might have heard about the hydropower station, where you have the water reservoir on the top of the hilly area, and from the top of the hilly area the water is taken down to the valley, and in the valley we have a turbine where water is impinged on it, and I think this is shown in one movie also called Swadesh. So that turbine starts rotating and it starts giving you electricity, but the amount of flow of the water which was there is only because of the difference in the height. It means height difference कितना है ये अगर हमें पता चल जाता है तो हम ये पता कर सकते हैं कि water का flow कितना हो सकता है from that movie point of view. But if we are not considering the movie but the science related with this, then we need some mechanism by which we can understand that what will be the exact flow of the material which is flowing from one location to another location, from one time into the another time. आई थिंक यहाँ तक तो समझ में आ गया है फ्लो क्या होता है, फ्लो को मेजर कैसे करते हैं. Now, when we are measuring the flow, we are considering that the amount of volume you can say or amount of mass you can say is being transferred, okay, from one place to another place. Then this particular flow related with the liquid also dependent on the viscosity. Now, if the material is more viscous, the material is more thick, then it will take some more time. Okay, it will take some more energy or it will take some more head. Okay, head मतलब डिफरेंस कितना है दोनों के हाइट में. So ये सारी चीजें हैं जो फ्लो में हमें फ्लो मेजरमेंट के लिए हमें याद रखना जरूरी है. तो कौन से इक्विपमेंट्स हम यूज कर सकते हैं. तो इक्विपमेंट को समझने से पहले आपको ये समझना जरूरी है कि ये पर्टिकुलर फ्लो मेजरमेंट में डिफरेंशियल प्रेशर का क्या कंसेप्ट है. डिफरेंशियल प्रेशर मतलब इस तरह से हम प्रेशर को डिवाइड करते हैं ताकि प्रेशर वापस पूरा जीरो हो जाएगा एंड देन इट विल स्टार्ट बिल्डिंग अप. वो डिफरेंशियल प्रेशर के टेक्निक को इस्तेमाल करके कितना समय वो फ्लो को लग रहा है वो डिफरेंशियल प्रेशर को पास करने के लिए, तो उससे हमें पता चलता है कि हमारे जो क्वांटिटी है या जो मटेरियल है उसका फ्लो का यूनिट क्या है, मतलब कितने वॉल्यूम पर मिनट जा रहा है, कितना वॉल्यूम पर मीटर, कितने मीटर डिस्टेंस के लिए वो ट्रेवल कर रहा है. तो ये सारी चीजें आपको फ्लो के बारे में पता चलेंगी. तो सबसे पहला सबसे आसान जो डिवाइस है दैट इज द ओरिफिस प्लेट. ओरिफिस प्लेट क्या करता है, ये आर सीन इन वीडियो ऑल्सो. ये सारे लिंक्स वगैरह आपको गूगल क्लासरूम में मिल जाएंगे. तो ओरिफिस प्लेट क्या करता है, Orifice plate is actually creating a obstacle to the flow of water in the pipeline. Pipeline में पानी जा रहा है, उसको क्या किया हमने, एक obstacle बना दिया. Now once the obstacle is being made, it is allowed to have that particular flow in such a way that it will create a turbulence, you can say, or it is creating a difference in the pressure at two locations, before the orifice plate and after the orifice plate. And accordingly that the pressure measurement sensors are used, and then it will identify with the calculation the flow of liquid flowing through the orifice plate. Similarly, orifice plate is a sudden obstacle to the water flow, and repeatedly using this kind of mechanism may lead to the damage of the you can say this orifice plate. So इसके लिए second invention बोलिए आप या second level बोलिए, वो आया फिर वेंचुरी ट्यूब, वेंचुरी फ्लो मीटर. देन वी हैव द फ्लो नोजल, एंड द वेरी बेसिक थिंग व्हिच यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड इज अ पिटॉट ट्यूब. पिटॉट ट्यूब का फंक्शन एकदम सिंपल है. ये ट्यूब एक तरह से ओपन रहती है, एक जगह से आपके पाइप में इंसर्ट की रहती है. पाइप में से ट्यूब में अंदर क्या होता है, पानी या जो लिक्विड है वो आता है, और ये इसका हाइट जो होता है वो काफी ज्यादा होता है, एंड बिकॉज ऑफ विच यू कैन गेट द rise, vertical rise of a that liquid, and you are measuring कि कितना ऊपर गया. जितना वो ऊपर जाएगा उतना ही उसके फ्लो से रिलेटेड कैलकुलेशंस आप कर सकते हो. तो पिटॉट ट्यूब एक वन ऑफ द गुड एग्जांपल है जो काफी सस्ता भी है. ओनली थिंग इज दैट there are chances of leakage due to the sudden start or sudden flow of a liquid, or we should use a knob, or you can say we should use a nozzle, not nozzle, a tap basically. एक कंट्रोल वॉल जो है वो वहां पे यूज कर सकते हैं, जिसकी वजह से पिटॉट ट्यूब जो है वो आपको काम में आएगा. सिमिलरली रोटामीटर लाइक अ फैन लाइक स्ट्रक्चर इज रोटेटिंग. ये शायद आपने आपके घर में देखा होगा, आपके घर में नहीं तो अभी आप सब लोग तो आई डोंट नो हु इज स्टेइंग नियर बाय, जो घर पे ऐसे ये रहते हैं ना, बैठे घर बोलता है जिसको, वहां पे आपको पानी का मीटर लगाई दिखेगा, एंड दैट वाटर मीटर इज बेसिकली वर्किंग ऑन द प्रिंसिपल ऑफ रोटामीटर. तो उसके अंदर एक फैन जैसा स्ट्रक्चर होता है, एंड दैट फैन जैसा स्ट्रक्चर जो है, टरबाइन जैसा स्ट्रक्चर है, वो घूमता है, और वो घूमने के बाद हमें पता चलता है कि अगर ये 1 घंटे में इतने रिवॉल्यूशंस घुमा है, तो उसका मतलब ये है कि इट विल बी इंडिकेटिंग सम फ्लो which is proportional to the flow of liquid through it. I hope यहाँ तक आपको समझ में आया हो. Then we have measurement of pressure. Pressure measurement से सबसे important बात हमें पता चलती है कि pressure measurement में सबसे पहले जो होता है वो होता है deformation. Pressure अगर किसी भी जगह पे हमने अप्लाई किया तो उसका जो shape and size है वो change होता है. जैसे कि for example balloon कितने लोगों ने use किया है? Just type yes in the chat box. Balloon उगाया है क्या? बलून के में हवा डाला है क्या? यस. तो जैसे ही आप प्रेशराइज एयर बलून में ऐड करते हैं, ओके सो वी विल स्टॉप हियर फॉर टुडे. आपको जो होम असाइनमेंट है दिवाली के लिए वो आपको समझ में आया है? जस्ट टाइप एमसीक्यू इन द चैट बॉक्स. एमसीक्यू का पूरा टॉपिक वाइज लिस्ट दिया है स्टडी मटेरियल में, उसको ओपन करना है और वो आपको आपके नोटबुक में लिखना है. ओके इसके लिए नया नोटबुक आपको बनाना है, और जितने टॉपिक्स है सीक्वेंशियली उसको लिखना है. सिलेबस में टॉपिक ढूंढना है, और उसे हम क्या कर सकते हैं, ये पर्टिकुलर जो एमसीक्यू है उसका अलग से नोटबुक आपको बनाना है. ठीक है, और इंस्टेड ऑफ राइटिंग ऑल द 4 ऑप्शन यू कैन राइट द करेक्ट आंसर. ओके ये समझ में आया आपको?
यस सर.
ओके तो आज के लिए इतना ही. यू टेक मार्क योर अटेंडेंस इन द MWWP सेक्शन एज वेल एज IMI सेक्शन, दोनों में अटेंडेंस मार्क करना है. ये समझ में आया?
हेलो.
यस सर.
हेलो सर.
तो आज के लिए इतना ही. यू कैन लीव द मीटिंग. थैंक यू.
MWWP का टॉपिक क्या लिखना है?